Hey, what's up, everybody? I am back. I am Jay Hollingshed, high performance mindset coach, and I help athletes win more competitions and consistently get better stats. I help entrepreneurs become more productive and consistently earn more profit. Once again, this is my 7 pillars of mental performance in 365 days. This is episode number 91. Let me start with my thank yous. Well, episode 91, positive and negative self-talk. Today is day 7, the 7th day of the week. So we discuss pillar number 7, which is positive and negative self-talk. Thank yous to everybody that's already tuning in. Front row seats are already taken. Season ticket holders as usual, Arthur Hollingshed and Lisa Hollingshed, my brother and my wife. I appreciate you. Definitely. Those that are watching this on repeat, thank you so much. First time viewers, I appreciate you as well. This video can be seen in its entirety on my YouTube channel, along with any other videos that I've done between 1 and episode 91, and videos that I've done prior to that. So thank you all for tuning in. Daryl McConnell, I appreciate you for tuning in. Regular watchers, I appreciate you. So please, if you will, like, share, tag, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and let's get started. So, positive and negative self-talk. Today I've done some research on a website called reachout.com. Reachout.com. I found just some basics on positive and negative self-talk. A lot of us who really don't understand what it is, or that how we even come to develop or listen to our negative self-talk, why it is negative, and what we can do to curb that, to start listening to a positive voice in our head and move forward progressively. So, first of all, what is self-talk? Self-talk is that voice in our head. It's our psyche. Basically, it talks constantly. The voice we hear all the time. The same voice that tells us we aren't confident enough to do this or confident enough to do that. Or it could tell us we're not confident to do what we want to do. Some of us have our own goals and dreams that we like to pursue, or things we like to do. Just like my friend Sudie Oaks that just tuned in. She sells these wonderful oils. And if she had listened to any negative self-talk, she wouldn't have the gumption to get on and do her Facebook Lives and tell everybody about the wonderful oils that she sells. Thank you, Sudie, for tuning in. I truly appreciate that. Now, our self-talk also, it's basically our inner voice. And as I explained earlier, it's not our consciousness or not our conscious, but it is our psyche. Our psyche is what talks to us all the time. Now, our psyche says those things that we don't usually say out loud. The things that we say in our head, okay? It's our voice. It belongs to us. Frank, I appreciate you for tuning in, brother. I really do. I really do. Now, your psyche, that voice, the things that we say in our inner head, the things we say inside our head, every time somebody says something crazy and we start looking at them crazy, or you look at somebody crazy like, really? But you don't say the word really. You may be saying something else, but you're saying it in your head. You got this thing going on like, this fool is crazy. You say a lot of different things. Or let's say that you are in church and someone is singing this song, they're singing their heart out, and they just really getting into it, or they think they get into it. Well, they are getting into it, but at the same time, they're not sounding all that great. Nah, they're singing and they don't sound all that great. They don't sound as eloquent as my man Dwayne Akon just tuned in right there. Awesome singer himself. I appreciate you tuning in, Dwayne. Also, Nikki Thomas. But you're listening to people that don't sound all that great, and you have this inner voice going on in your head like, why are they on the microphone? Why are they talking? Really? Why are they singing? I was just at a competition, a national competition in Indianapolis, and athletic competition, they were singing the national anthem. Somebody was singing the national anthem. They started off really good. And you can tell when they got a little pitchy and they got a little rough, what happened? A lot of people started looking at each other like, that positive or that negative self-talk was going on in their head. My brother AJ, front row seat as usual, Arthur Hollingshed, thank you. So that negative self-talk is what you are saying in your head. Some of you are even saying that right now as I make my little mistakes on my Facebook Live, but that's okay. That's your live experience of what we are going through. I'm talking through the theory. You're actually practicing the clinical. When I make a mistake, you're probably saying, dude, really? You messing up. You're saying it in your head. You are practicing or you are going through your negative self-talk. Now, the difference between positive and negative self-talk. Positive self-talk makes you feel good about yourself. It makes you feel good about the things that are going on in your life and in your world. And it's like having that optimistic voice going on in your head saying, hey, you can do this, you can do that, you can do it, you can do that. And it's actually your psyche coming to your aid for a positive progression for what you are trying to do. Now, my wife was in a conversation at work and she actually explained to me what she learned. And what she learned is that our parents' outer voice, basically what our parents say out loud, becomes our inner voice. A lot of times what we hear out loud over and over, or what we hear with our ears, becomes our inner voice. Because I get ready to do something myself. I'm 46 years old and I can get ready to do something and I can hear my mom say, nah. Or I was 22 years old when I got my ears pierced, and my dad had already passed like 4 years before that. So I still heard his voice in my head when I got ready to get my ears pierced. I'm like, So my parents' outer voice became my inner voice. Now, depending on what they say, whether it was positive or negative, whether it was a guiding voice or a non-guiding voice, or it could have been something, not even our parents' voice. What we hear out loud over and over and over on a repetitive cycle becomes our inner voice. That also, well, before I tell you about that, let me go ahead and finish this part of it, because I was about to get into the last portion of this, which explains how we can control our positive and negative self-talk and which one we want. So we just explained positive self-talk, negative self-talk. Negative self-talk tends to make people pretty miserable. It shuts down your confidence. When you want to do something, you start hearing in your mind, really? You can't do that. You're not qualified to do that. You're not tall enough to do that. You're not strong enough to do that. Or why are you trying to do that? No, that's not you. You're not capable. That's not meant for you to do. Even though you already see yourself doing it, that inner voice, that psyche starts talking negative and talks you clean out of what you're wanting to do. And that happens to us so much, so often, that we have been getting bullied by our negative self-talk day after day after day. Those days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, and the months turn into years. And here we are. How many of us have said, I'm going to start back to school? I'm an adult. I'm going to go back and get my college degree. I'm going to finish it. I'm only 3 years into it, and I got one more year to go. So I'm going to knock it out this year. I'm going to do that. And that was how many years ago? Because those weeks turn into months and turn into years, we haven't made that step because our negative self-talk keeps pushing us back further and further and further. But time keeps going further forward. And we keep losing that battle because our negative self-talk is bullying us. Now, statistics show that up to 85% of the conversation in our head is negative. So to offset that, we have to come with more than 85%. Because if we just come with 85%, all we've done is neutralize it. We've met it where it is. No progress of moving forward. We only neutralized it and came to where it is. But to get up higher, we got to start throwing more than 85% negative. We got to throw 86, 87, 90, 100, 110% positive. That's how we change that. Now, how did our psyche become so negative in the first place? Well, look at our surroundings. We are surrounded by fear. Fear is everywhere, and it's projected through everything we see, everything we hear, everything we do. In our news media, it's actually taught in our school system. People say it all the time. They speak it. A lot of times, our parents' outer voice becomes the fears that we have. We are in fear of what that our parents might say. When I got my ears pierced at age 22, I was still in fear or fearful of what my dad would say, even though he had passed 4 years before that. That's the fear. In the news, media, everybody is hyped up on fear. Fear is out there and is negative. Not just that, the negativity in the television shows we watch, the negativity in the songs we listen to, the books we read, the movies we watch. There's a lot of negativity, and negativity sells, and it pushes a lot of financial gain for our economy, for our society. So we live in a negative society, a negative world. So we're surrounded by that, and that's what we hear on a repetitive basis. And that is the outer voice. Not only do we hear it, but we see it. We absorb it. It's all around us. So how do we offset that? We go within. We go within and pull out the positivity. So that's when the affirmations come into play. I am positive. I can do this. No, you can't tell me I'm not too small for that. I am strong enough to do this. Victor Brooks Sr., my man. That's my pastor from way back in the day. My mentor, my pastor, Pastor Victor Brooks, talking about positive and negative self-talk. If anything, he's one of the most positive people I know, and he has a great deal of why I am so positive today in what I'm doing, because I look back. Even if I have a dull moment or a moment to where I'm down, I think about what he stands for, the strength and the stability that he just has. The impression he's placed on me in my life. It's all been positive. So he is a positive rock for me, and he helps impress upon my mind, Jay, you can do this. We had a conversation a while back when I got started into doing this, and he poured positivity into me. So thank you, Pastor Victor L. Brooks Sr. I appreciate you for enforcing my positive self-talk. And we need people like that. That's how we enforce our positive self-talk. We got to come with our affirmations. Surround yourself with positive people. Stop watching all the negative stuff on TV. You got to surround yourself with positivity. Read positive books, positive movies, things that enrich your spirit, things that positively influence your life. If it has a negative impact on you, then you will end up taking that same energy and sending that back out in the same form you received it, as a negative energy. You're going to emit what you receive. Why? Because that's what's inside of you. Whatever's inside of you is going to come out. The positive that's in you needs to come out. If it's positive in you, it will come out. If it's negative, that will come out. How to guarantee that the positive will come out? You got to put more positivity in. If you want the opposite results, you have to take the opposite action. So, everything I just recommended, just surround yourself with positivity, positive people, positive music, positive books, movies, music, the whole nine. The best thing to do, love. You can't get more positive than love and being a blessing to somebody. That's whenever I end my broadcast, I always say, be well, stay blessed, and through love, be a blessing. That's my way of trying to pour positivity into somebody else who may be having a hard time getting over that and bringing that positivity into them so they can emit that to someone else. Reginald Webb, another man that brings in a lot of positivity. He's a lieutenant on the Memphis Fire Department. Thank you, Reg. I appreciate you. A lot of times in my commentary, Reg would comment and give, some encouragement. He would give some opposing thoughts, but that only helps me think. That challenges my mind, and that helps me grow. But every time he gives an opposing thought or an opposing comment, it's always from a place of encouragement, because I know him and I've worked for him and with him as a firefighter. So thank you for tuning in, Reg. I appreciate it. And you should practice this over and over and over. Practice the positivity. It's an emotional muscle. Just like you have to practice lifting weights to get your arms stronger, you have to practice the act of pouring positivity in your mind so you can emit positivity out. The more positive you pour into yourself, you're programming your psyche. And the words it says to you will be positive. After all, your psyche has been bullying you long enough. Why do you let your psyche bully you? It's your psyche. You control it. It doesn't control you. So you program it, just like a computer. When you can program a computer, you put in the commands you want it to do. When you program your mind, you put in the commands you want it to do. You put in the positivity, you will become positive. Therefore, you will emit positive vibes, positive energy, and also the positive self-talk in your head. That's all I have for today. And this is Jay Hollingshed, High Performance Mindset Coach, and this is my 7 pillars of mental performance in 365 days. This is episode 91 of 365. And if anybody wants coaching on getting through your negative self-talk to get that to a positive state, I'm here to be your accountability partner for that. Just reach out to me at speaktojay.com, speaktojay.com. Let's speak about it. Let's get you to a place where you can be more positive and you can have that positive reinforcement in your mind when everyone else around you is negative. Be well, stay blessed, and through love, be a blessing. God bless.